Hello friends, my name is Basit and in this video I'm going to talk about IELTS speaking. I will be sharing my experience of IELTS speaking, how I was able to score 7.5 in this particular module without enrolling in any kind of paid course. I will be specifically talking about its assessment criteria and its structure. Furthermore, at the end of this video, I'm also going to share some crucial information which could be potentially helpful for you to achieve higher band scores. So without any further ado, let's get started. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System, which tests the linguistic competency of an examinee through 4 different ways. Those are listening, reading, writing and speaking, out of which first 3, that is listening, reading and writing, are examined on the same day, whereas speaking is examined on a separate day. Talking about the speaking part, it goes for around 11 to 14 minutes and it's further divided into 3 parts with increased competency level. That means part first is easier than part second and part second is easier than part third. Part first is all about the introductory questions, in which the questions would be related to your education, your hometown, your work experience, etc. Around 7 to 11 questions will be asked in this particular part. Part second is a monologue, in which you have to speak for 2 minutes and you would be given a preparatory time of 1 minute. Furthermore, you would be provided with a cue card which will be describing the topic of your speech and further some points to be included in your speech. Part 3 is the two-way conversation or the discussion topics, in which you would be asked questions which will be mostly related to the part 2. In this part, around 4 to 8 questions would be asked. These 3 parts will conclude the speaking exam. Now, let's talk about the assessment criteria on the basis of which our exam is marked. I know many people get intimidated by these fancy looking words, but I would like to inform you that understanding these terms is vital for scoring higher bands. Trust me, initially I was also frightened by these terms, and I directly started practicing papers. But once I attempted the test, the results were not satisfactory. However, once I started learning about these terms, it became clear to me where to keep your focus on, and then on my second attempt, I got that golden score. I will try to explain these band descriptors in a simplest way possible. Point number 1 is fluency. Fluency does not mean the speed of your speech. It does not mean if you're going to speak fast, you're going to gain more points. Rather, it depends on the flow and the smoothness of your speech. Additionally, the length of your answers are also going to determine the points for fluency. By this, I mean that the answer length should not be too short. It should be adequate enough. Furthermore, you should not be taking too much pauses in your speech. Too frequent pauses are going to decrease the points on fluency. Point number 2 is coherence. Coherence simply means logical connection and consistency. It means that you are being logical in your speech, you are speaking on the topic and you are not deviating from your topic, and you are being consistent in your speech. Apart from this, you should be easily understandable, or your language should be easily understandable. Point number 3 is lexical resources or vocabulary. I have seen many students who are overemphasizing on this particular part. They are involving more and more vocabulary into their speech, but eventually in the end, this is the reason for the ruining of their speaking test. Of course, we have to use the vocabulary in our speech, but that should be with precision. Precision means exactness, or in other words, we can say it should be in a proper context. Apart from this, paraphrasing plays an important role in case of vocabulary. By paraphrasing, I mean that putting the ideas in your own words without changing the meaning of the sentences. Point number 4 is grammatical range and accuracy. It simply means that if you have been asked about the future of an argument, you have to respond in the future tense. Or if you have been asked about the present of an argument, you have to respond in the present tense. Additionally, mistakes are common in the grammar. Even native speakers make the mistakes. But those mistakes should not be frequent. The frequent mistakes should be avoided. Point number 5 is pronunciation. It's very well said that Spelling does not determine pronunciation. For example, how do you pronounce this word? B-A-S-S. It's not pronounced as bass, rather it's pronounced as bass. Second example would be, how do you pronounce this word? R-E-C-E-I-P-T. It's not pronounced as recept, it's pronounced as receipt. So we have to really focus on the pronunciation. Furthermore, intonation is really important in pronunciation. By intonation, I mean the stressing of the particular words while you are speaking. For example, I went to a hill station and the view there was fascinating. This is the one way to say the sentence. And another way to say the same sentence is, I went to that particular hill station and the views were fascinating. Here I'm stressing on the word fascinating because it needs to be stressed. This is what the intonation means. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, that I'm going to share some crucial information which had been beneficial for me, and I'm sure it is also going to facilitate your learning. So, point number 1 here is smile. Yes, a smile. You are going to smile when you enter the room of an examiner. It's very well said that smile is a curve that sets everyone straight. Trust me guys, it's going to boost your confidence as well as decrease your anxiety level. Point number 2 is follow DRY principle. By DRY principle, I mean that do not repeat yourself. To illustrate this, there are certain people who are used to repeating certain words. So we don't have to repeat words consistently. Rather, we can use the synonyms of those words. Point number 3 is IELTS speaking is like a job interview. However, it's not a job interview. By this, I mean that in case of job interview, you cannot fake the things. You can fake up to a certain extent, but you cannot fake it completely. Because if you fake it, you will be caught by an interviewer. In comparison, if we talk about IELTS speaking, you can completely fake as long as you're speaking good. For example, I will talk about myself. In my speaking part number 2, that is a monologue, I was asked about a situation which I never encountered before in my life. So at that point of time, I had to make it up. So I just made a story which never happened in my life, and I spoke for around 2 minutes. And at the end of the test, I got a good score. So you can fake in IELTS speaking, whereas you cannot fake in an interview. Point number 3 is practice, record and share. The more you practice, the more you'll be good at your speaking. By record, I mean that whenever you are going to practice at your home or wherever you are practicing it, you have to record it so that afterwards you are analyzing your mistakes by yourself and you're not repeating those mistakes again. By sharing, I mean to say that when you record it, you can easily share with your friends or with your colleagues or anyone whom you look up to, so that they are going to analyze your mistakes and you're going to rectify those mistakes afterwards. Last but not the least is speak with your family and friends. I have seen many students who are very much hesitant in speaking with their friends or their family. You just have to come out of your comfort zone and speak in English as much as possible with your friends and family. That's going to boost your confidence as well as ameliorate your speaking skills. This is the end for this video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and also subscribe for future videos. I would be coming up with more IELTS related videos. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.